As the new year continues to roll around, we might be getting closer to the release of the most controversial Pokemon game. Hey, this is GatorX, and yes, Pokemon Unite was announced last year, and it was real interesting. There was a lot of discourse around it, and we already talked about that back when it was first announced, about, literally everything about it. Why it was there, whose fault it was, why it was justified, why it also might not have been. But today, Pokemon Unite is still not released, still not announced. Now, last week we did get a trailer for Pokemon, new Pokemon Snap, right? And it looked really good, and I had mentioned that I didn't expect there to be a trailer for it just yet, and that I was totally thinking, alright, Pokemon Day, we'll get a big announcement for everything, basically. And, I still expect that for Pokemon Unite, at least. But, right now, it's apparently in an open beta, and so some gameplay has leaked. Obviously, I'm not fully discussing that, but it looks kind of interesting. Now, very obviously, this game being a MOBA, it's not for everybody. And not everybody's going to be playing it for a whole year. I think a good amount of people are going to check it out, play it. Alright, this is cool, and then move on. Me personally, I'm not a MOBA person, but I have played hero-based team shooters, which obviously aren't MOBAs, but, little, very, very small similarities, but that's a different topic. Pokemon Unite, though, is looking good with a lot of stuff that's been put out there. The gameplay looks fine. I think the visuals look really good, and it's kind of something that we saw with new Pokemon Snap last week, is that a lot of games that, a lot of the spin-off games look really good. And, that kind of sparked a discussion, kind of a debate about, should Sword and Shield have looked like this, the way that Pokemon Snap looks? And, obviously, yes, they're visually different. And mechanically different as well, but that's, a different story. How they look, yes, 100%. New Pokemon Snap looks better than Pokemon Sword and Shield. Again, it's the whole debate of, like, Sword and Shield. How's it look? Like, Sword and Shield looks fine. It doesn't matter too much. It's still Pokemon style. But it's kind of interesting that we're seeing that different companies that are getting a hold of Pokemon, on the Nintendo Switch, and, on other things, the visuals that they bring to the game are very different. Again, the gameplay isn't as deep as main series Pokemon games, and that sounds weird to say, but definitely, yes, visual quality and style too looks really different, looks much better, and that kind of carries over into Pokemon Unite. I think Pokemon Unite looks really good, and it's also kind of interesting, Pokemon Unite being developed by Tencent, a Chinese game development that has a Chinese game development division. It's kind of reminiscent of, say, some of like the knockoff Pokemon games, how those look good, even though they're really not a whole lot and not that deep, but they look good, right? And, kind of that discussion. Another funny, interesting thing I saw is that, people were comparing, say, Pokemon Go graphics to, or Pokemon Go, just in general, the visuals of it, to Pokemon Unite, and saying Pokemon Unite is better. And, that's kind of an issue I've had with Pokemon Go overall. I think because it's an American-based company, they kind of butcher some of the designs. Japan, of course, native Japan, and even China now, as we see with, like, Genshin Impact. China is, a lot of Chinese game development companies are kind of taking in a lot of this anime style and putting that to good use. But Pokemon Unite looks really good, and, even the alternate costumes for a lot of these Pokemon look kind of fun and interesting. Again, it's going to be a free-to-play game, so it's going to be, yeah, you can play, but if you want the cool costumes, though, you got to pay for them. Even though a lot of them just look really, really cool and really nice, and like I said, visually, the style of this game, it's looking good, and I think it's what is needed for a Pokemon spin-off game like this, being one that's, online, free-to-play, and is this type of gameplay, right? A MOBA, which again, weird decision, but it's a niche that Pokemon hasn't filled, and I think that visually and stylistically and even gameplay-wise, it's looking good. I really am hoping that they simplify the gameplay a lot more as compared to, like, say, MOBAs. But it looks fine. It looks nice. Again, interesting discussion that's been going on about visuals of Pokemon, especially with spin-off games. And, I kind of agree with it. I think that Sword and Shield should have looked better, but I don't think it looks terrible. Comparatively, right, when you're discussing stuff, because it's still relatively stylized, and I think that keeping things more stylized prevents it from looking bad. Say, other games on the Switch, other big games like Breath of the Wild, Mario. Yeah, those have really good graphics, really, some things are realistic looking, but they're also still very stylized, which keeps them that way. And again, kind of a discussion that's been brought up in that Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee looks better than Sword and Shield just because it's more stylized, it goes more for that. And Sword and Shield is stylized to agree, but I think like even more so, it could have pushed that more so, again, to look like these other, I mean, it's all fine, it doesn't matter too much, but I do agree, I wish Sword and Shield looked better, and I think Pokemon Unite looks good for what it is. But will it be good? Will it be a fun game? Will people play it? That remains to be seen, and we can only wait for another trailer and a release date. But let me know what you think in the comments below. What do you think of Pokemon Unite, of what you've seen visually? And obviously, if you're not interested in the game, totally makes sense. I don't like MOBAs, and I'm only going to play Pokemon Unite because it's Pokemon. Go figure. But if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, drop some applause also if you'd like to. You can enable notifications, click that bell icon, make sure you see each new video. I'm also doing anime stuff again. I forget to remind you until the end, but over on the other channel, iCard up there, there's a thumbnail, and end card at the end of the video, link in the description. Check that out, please. Anyway, this has been GatorX. Have a nice day.